All right. Well, today was the trip from Dawson's Creek to Toad River, and that's where we're at now. And that's a big lake, even though it's Toad River. Could be Toad Lake, but it's Toad River. So that's where we are. Today was a hell of a trip. It basically, our start of the day was in Dawson's Creek, and Dawson's Creek is mile zero, or as the lady behind the counter said, Milo. And she meant it like, oh yeah, everyone likes the Milo down there. We don't know why they like Milo so much. And I was like, Milo? She's like, yeah, Milo. And I was like, you mean like mile zero? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, for like the Alaska highway? She's like, oh yeah, that could be what that means. Okay, that was cute. Funny. But, you know, it's kind of like us living in Colorado, and we get used to having, you know, big monster mountains like this near us all the time, and we're just like, oh yeah, and people come to town and say, dude, I saw the Rocky Mountains, and it's like, yeah, I saw them every day. So maybe it's that same kind of equivalent. But yeah, so here we are. We had it was 464 kilometers to get here, which is 300 and some change miles, 0.6 kilometers per mile. So that's what we did. It's pretty cool though. It's really neat. It does. I mean, if I wasn't from Colorado, I'd be like, oh my gosh, these things are amazing. But I see things similar to this, just not as green, and honestly, not quite as pretty. But then again, a little bigger and a little more jagged looking. So you can take your pick. But I like where I live. Right here, I get the feeling that I know I'm in the middle of the nowhere, literally nowhere. We've traveled hundreds of miles to get to this spot here, and we have hundreds of miles left to get out of it. So yes, this is the first leg of our 1,400 miles to get to Alaska. So far so good, but we have 2 more days of this. Tonight we ended, today we started at the beginning of the Alaska Highway. Tomorrow we should end in the Yukon, and then the next day we should be able to drive out of the Yukon into Alaska. But then we still have a day in Alaska to drive to get where we're going. But yeah, so this is it. The first part of the trip, nice, mellow, pretty much everything is level for the most part, except for right after Milo, we ran into, what was it? It must have been probably around mile 30 or so, I guess, kilometer something, whatever. About 30 miles out of town, there was a 10% grade for like not quite 2 kilometers, like a kilometer and a half, something like that. They had a better number. I think I have it written down or was paying attention to it, whatever. But yeah, so there's a 10% grade doing that in a U-Haul truck full of stuff. But did it pretty good. It just slowed way the hell down. Worked out pretty nice. But yeah, so here we're staying in these cute little cabins. And if you look back there, see that light on in that one? That's me. So this view here that we're looking at is my view I get to hang out for tonight. And speaking of tonight, right now it's about 10:30. And well, this is how bright it is. So the sun, I think, just set. Mosquito. You. Mosquito. Mosquito is a national bird of, well, everywhere. Too many mosquitoes here. Mosquitoes so big today that like when I hit one, it stunned it. Didn't splat it. It stunned it. I was like, oh, Jesus. Such big monsters. All right. I don't know what my phone was just buzzing at me for. But yeah, so that first trek, the first crazy hill is nuts. We had hundreds of kilometers of nothing, and then the last half of the last third, so last sixth getting into here, we had several of them, and the road got real tiny. The forest moved in real close to the road. Before we had like a kind of like a regular logging kind of road, a big like an interstate, nice wide shoulders, everything like that. The last, I'd say the last third, definitely the last last sixth or so, was skinny little roads, dipping and bobbing and weaving. Really a tricky thing to do. More mosquitoes. Alrighty, but we did it. I don't know how much juice I've left in this thing here, but I just wanted to record something for the day. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh, one more thing. Today we broke up the cruise. We let the two trucks in the car go ahead. of the two big trucks, and we made significantly better time. Everybody was significantly happier. It was a win. Get off my finger. Getting a mosquito bite on your finger is irritating. Ooh, too many bugs. Did you see him? He was in the frame for a second. He flew past my camera. Alright, that's why I got my hoodie on. It's raining a little bit, but it's not like it's cold or anything. I just don't want them biting me everywhere, so. Alright, it's been a fun trip. Alright, I will, well, I'll leave, I might make one tomorrow morning before we go. When it's actually, the sun's just, oh, you see that? The sun's just setting. It's going to set for like another hour and a half. It's a trip. But tomorrow I'm getting up at 6:30, having breakfast, and I'll make one then. Bye.